Good evening, everyone. Good evening. Namaste. Good evening, sir. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Great, thanks. Welcome everyone to this amazing webinar, Life of Butterflies, where we'll have the chance to learn about butterfly diversity and the role that they play in the ecosystem. Just want to ask quickly, am I audible and visible to everybody? If you can just type yes in the chat, that would be great. Okay, assuming I'm audible and visible to everyone, thanks. Before we start, I'll just give a quick introduction about Asian Adventures. Asian Adventures is a 28-year-old conservation-based travel company, and apart from responsible tourism, we are also very involved in wildlife causes, including the preservation of Asian elephant corridors. We are also working on pangolins in Gir and helping to rid the Himalayas of plastic waste and save ancient Himalayan temples. I'm Gaurav Nalkur. I am a wildlife biologist. I've worked with giant squirrels in the Western Ghats. I've worked with bird niches and communities in the Himalayas and also vegetation on lateritic plateaus. Professionally, now I'm training to be an ecotourism expert. And for the last 3 years, I've been working with Asian Adventures. I've been lucky to work with them as they share my goal of using wildlife tourism as a means of spreading awareness and aiding conservation science. So I'll hand over the floor to Mr. Sammilan Shetty. If you can just give a quick introduction of yourself. Thanks.
Thank you. So myself, I'm a Sammilan Shetty. I'm a butterfly educator and also a conservationist. We founded a butterfly park in the year 2011 at Beluvai village in Karnataka. So we are located in between the foothills of the Western Ghats and the coastal strip of the Western Ghats. And in this park, we have recorded up to about 155 species of butterflies. So we have been educating people about butterflies, creating awareness among the general public through the model conservation park, what we have set in 7.35 acres of land. So basically, it is to inspire people to conserve and protect nature. Gaurav, can we have the presentation?
Yeah, sorry for that. I had a bit of a system glitch. I'll start the
Okay.
presentation.
Okay. So today I'm going to present you the life of butterflies, how butterflies play a very important role in nature, and some butterfly behavior, and what has led to the decline of decline of butterfly population, and what we can do about it. Butterflies and moths, they belong to the order called Lepidoptera. Lepi means scale. So if you take a section of a wing of a butterfly or a moth and focus it into the compound microscope, you'll see the arrangement of scales. So that powdery substance which gets stuck in your hand normally are the scales of the butterflies or moths when you accidentally touch them, due to which they get their color. So that is how they get this order name Lepidoptera. And butterflies and moths have certain differences. Of course, they have some similarities also. So let us see the differences. Moths are nocturnal as far as the habit is concerned, whereas butterflies are diurnal in nature. They're active during the daytime. Moths normally keep their wings flat against the body. If you have seen a moth getting attracted to light at your home, you might have seen moths during rest normally keep their wings flat against the body, whereas butterflies keep their wings vertically folded during rest. That is the other difference. And moths have a pointed and feathery antenna, whereas the butterfly antenna is club shaped. Of course, there is exceptional cases. There are some skippers, the butterflies which belong to the Hesperidae family, which exhibit characteristics of both butterflies and moths sometimes. Okay? Here is a photo of a moth for you. And if you look at the antenna, you can see the antenna is pointed, and also the wings are held in horizontal position. Of course, butterflies when they feed, they might keep their wings in horizontal position sometimes, but during rest, it's normally vertically folded. So this is a butterfly called gaudy baron, and if you look at the antenna, it is swollen at the tip. Here is this a butterfly called autumn leaf, and you can see how the wings are vertically folded here. These are the caterpillars of moths. You can see the hairy caterpillars. These can actually cause also the skin irritation, as butterfly caterpillars in that way are completely harmless creatures. Here are the caterpillars of Malabar banded swallowtail. Uh, Let me just highlight about the life cycle of the butterfly. It consists of four different stages. The first stage being the egg, the second being the caterpillar, third being the pupa. The butterfly pupa is called as chrysalis, and the final stage being the adult. So there are four different stages in the life cycle of a butterfly. It all starts with the courtship ritual. Here you can see in the photo the female common mormon and the male common mormon in one courtship, and the one with the red patches, what you see is a female. That is female form Romulus. There are three forms in the female of the common mormon. This is a male displaying for her, and you might see this butterfly uh, in your locality also. These are very common butterflies because the host is extensively cultivated. Butterflies are host plant specific creatures. So the curry leaf is the host for this butterfly. Apart from curry leaf, there are other Proteaceae family plants also. So if you have curry leaf at home, normally you'll see the mormons or lime swallowtails near that. This is the mating of the striped tiger butterfly. If the courtship is successful, normally it ends with mating, and after that, the female would normally go in search of the plant to lay her eggs. So, in this photo, you are seeing female Malabar banded swallowtail laying eggs on Citrus medica. This butterfly is endemic to Western Ghats. The specialty of the Western Ghats is about the presence of endemic species here, and this is one butterfly which is endemic to Western Ghats, and it displays a very unique egg-laying behavior. You can see the butterfly is stacking the eggs one above the other, forming that unique tower-like structure. We have around 339 species of butterflies recorded from the Western Ghats, and two butterflies display such a unique egg-laying behavior. One is the Malabar banded swallowtail, another one is a Tamil yeoman. See, some states have state butterflies, like Tamil yeoman, which displays such unique egg-laying behavior. It is a state butterfly of Tamil Nadu. So these are the videos actually we were not able to play. I'll just skip that. Here is a female southern birdwing, which is a state butterfly of Karnataka, laying eggs near Aristoloche indica climber. Aristoloche indica is a toxic climber, and the caterpillars and butterfly or the pupa are unpalatable. So normally predators like birds don't eat such butterflies. That is one of the defenses what the butterflies exhibit to escape threats from the predators. And here the female is curling the abdomen and ovipositing near the Aristoloche indica climber. So this is a close-up of the egg of the southern birdwing. And you can see the caterpillar here which has just come out of the egg eating on eggshell. The caterpillar would come out of the egg by eating its own eggshell. That is the first foot of the caterpillar. After coming out, the caterpillar would normally finish off the eggshell. So they feed on the eggshell for two reasons. One is that the eggshell is nutritious. Second is that if it is left like that, it can grab the attention of parasitic wasps, parasitoids, or other small insect predators. That is also one of the ways of clearing evidence. So here are some more butterfly caterpillars, the autumn leaf caterpillars feeding on their own eggshell. So then you have the sailor caterpillar feeding on its eggshell. This is the caterpillar which is fully grown, the caterpillar of the southern birding. After that, it will start feeding on the host plant. Then it starts growing. It might grow up to about 2,000 times from its initial size. After that, different butterfly caterpillars have different pupating behavior. Here, in case of southern birdwing, which belongs to the swallowtail family of butterflies, you can see the silk thread at the anterior end, at the posterior end, the silk pad for the support. Can you see my cursor moving, or just you're not able to see that? If you can just ping me on the chat box. Can you see my cursor moving? Okay, You can see the pupa of the southern bird wing. You can see the silk thread at the anterior end, and the posterior end is a silk pad for the support here, and the caterpillar becomes a pupa. After the butterfly caterpillar has formed the pupa, it becomes a pupa. It might take about anywhere from a week to 1 month time, but that is under normal conditions. But if the conditions are not favorable, the pupa might go to dormant stage, like what we call it as pupal diapause. It might not eclose out the butterfly. It might remain dormant for like 3-4 months also, and the butterfly might eclose out when the conditions is favorable. This is how the butterfly ecloses out. As you can see, the southern boarding closing out by opening the chrysalis, applying that force, and completely out of the pupal case. So after the butterfly comes out of the pupal case, it might take about 2 to 3 hours for the wings to completely unfold and harden, and then for the butterfly to take the first flight of its life. This is the butterfly extracting the liquid out, the meconium fluid completely out before it is taking the first flight. Here is a photo of the southern birdwing, male and female. The male is actually following the female here. One in the front is a female, and they are good examples for sexual dimorphism. These are the southern birding is the state butterfly of Karnataka also, and the males of the southern birding, they are highly territorial. So they don't normally choose a territory which is rich in host and nectar plants, because they know that the female would normally come in. And the female normally she doesn't stay in a place. She's a wanderer. She keeps on moving from place to place in search of the host plant. So these are the two flight shots. You can see they share the mutualistic relationship with the flowers. You can see in the left hand side it is a southern birding male, and the right hand side it is southern birding female. That is that this was taken at high shutter speed, and you can see how well the butterfly is freezed up in the air. This is a crimson rose laying eggs on Aristolochi indica. This is actually a video. We are not able to play this video right now. Here's the egg of the southern birding laid on a dried grass. So what the butterflies normally do is they lay their eggs on the host plant itself. I told butterflies are host plant specific creatures. The caterpillar has to specifically feed on the host. So that is why they are bioindicators in nature, because butterflies will exist wherever their related plants exist. So different butterflies have different egg laying behavior. They have evolved to have certain techniques to escape threats from parasitic wasps, which might destroy their eggs or caterpillar. You can see in this photo, the southern birding female has laid her egg on the dry grass stem. So what happens is the wasp which is searching for the eggs of the southern birding on the host Aristolochi indica. So it might not be able to spot this one because it normally doesn't search on other areas, but normally on the host plants to lay their eggs. But on exceptional cases, it might find some eggs also. It's not necessarily all the time it works out for the southern birding male. So normally to avoid threats, they lay their eggs away from the host sometimes. So the caterpillar which comes out of the egg will find the host which will be nearby. Here's the autumn leaf laying eggs. Some butterflies may lay eggs under the leaf, some might lay above the leaf. So there is no general rule as such that butterfly has to specifically lay eggs on certain area. But there are some butterflies which lay eggs on certain parts of the plant. For example, if you take a commander butterfly, it lays the egg on the tip of the leaf of the plant. So, for example, then again you take the Malabar banded peacock butterfly, that is also known to lay eggs on the tip of the thorn of the plant and tip of the leaf of the plant. So, based on the location of the egg being placed, you can tell of which butterfly it is also. That's also possible. They might lay eggs anywhere. They might lay. Some of them might lay under the leaf, as you can see in the photo here, the autumn leaf. Some butterflies may lay eggs above the leaf also. Like emigrant might lay eggs anywhere normally. Common immigrants, mortal immigrants, the very common butterflies what you see, they might lay eggs anywhere on the host plant. Okay, under the leaf, above the leaf also. This is autumn leaf butterfly here, laying eggs on Pseudoranthemum again. Here is a 3-spot grass yellow laying eggs on Senna alata plant. You can see there are other eggs which was earlier laid by immigrants, and the 3-spot grass yellow displays egg laying behavior where it lays egg in batches. So if you see some eggs which are laid in batches in Senna alata or any of the host of the cheese spot gracilla, that means even if it is used for immigrants, you can easily tell it is the egg of cheese spot gracilla, because cheese spot gracilla butterflies are those butterflies which lay eggs in batches. This is tawny coster butterfly, a very common species, laying eggs in batches. As you can see, this is Tamil lacing. It also lays eggs in batches. Yam fly. This is a video again. A yam fly, it belongs to the Lycaenidae family of butterflies. Commonly, we call them as blues. The caterpillars of the Lycaenidae butterflies have symbiotic relationship with the ants. So normally the ants are known to attack and kill the caterpillars. They are known to attack and kill butterflies and eat them up. They feed on all stages of the life of the butterfly. But interestingly, they don't attack the caterpillars of the Lycaenidae butterflies, because in return they get honeydew secretion, which is secreted by the caterpillars of the Lycaenidae butterflies, which is given to the ant as a protection fee. In return, the ants will protect the caterpillar from parasitoids, parasitic wasps, and survival rate of the caterpillar will be more. So this is a very interesting symbiotic relationship. Here are some life cycles from Western Ghats. You can see the different stages of butterflies, butterfly cruiser, the Malabar banded swallowtail. You can see the eggs, the caterpillars, the first insect caterpillar, and then the final insect caterpillar, and then the pupa, and from the butterflies. These are the life cycle of the Malabar banded swallowtail butterfly. You can also see the life cycle of the Lycaenidae family butterflies. I told they have evolved to have symbiotic relationship with the ants. There are two other nymphalids here. So here also you can see the early stages and the total life cycle of the butterfly documented. This is again the clipper butterfly. You can see the life cycle being documented from the egg to the adult. Here are some of the host plants what I would like to introduce. Some might be unknown to you, but some you might be familiar with. This is Adenia hondala. It is host for the clipper butterfly what you just saw. Okay? The clipper is known to breed on this Adenia hondala. This is just a tuber what you see. It is the climber grows up and it might reach the canopy also. And whenever you see a particular species, like for example, you see this butterfly, Tamil lacewing. On the left hand side, you're seeing this Tamil lacewing. So this is also known to breed on Adenia hondala. So if you have normally Tamil lacewings in a forest, that means there is Adenia hondala in the forest. So they indicate the floral diversity of the area because they are host plant specific features. So in the right hand side, you're seeing the tamarind tree. It is host plant for black raja and tawny raja. Two species of butterflies breed on it. It is a familiar plant to you, I hope. Even the mango tree is a very familiar plant to you all. And it is host plant for 4 species of butterflies if those trees are in the Western Ghats. But if it is in the urban areas or the plains, you'll see the common baron breeding on this. Common baron is a very common species. Even if you go to a fruit shop in cities, in towns, you'll see the common baron butterfly near the fruit shops because they normally get attracted to overripened fruits, but they don't come upon nectar on the flowers. There are some butterflies which don't come upon nectar at all. So you might have been that all come on nectar on the flowers, but it's not true. There are many butterflies which don't come upon nectar on the flowers at all. They come on variety of food stuff. They feed on bird droppings, they feed on mammalian droppings, wet soil patches, dead organisms. All these, all this stuff what they feed upon. So common baron, in the photo you are seeing the female common baron. They are good examples of sexual dimorphism. So if you have mango tree near home, you'll see the common baron caterpillars, common baron breeding on it. On the right hand side, you are seeing a Citrus medica plant. It is host plant for up to 5 species of butterflies. One of the oldest citrus plants. Even blue mormon is known to breed on Citrus medica. So this is a photo of the blue mormon. The blue mormon is state butterfly of Maharashtra also, and it is the third largest butterfly in Western Ghats. As far as the wingspan is concerned, it is the third largest. The first largest is southern birding. Second is the Malabar tree nymph, which is endemic to Western Ghats, Idea malabarica. The third is the blue mormon, which is the third, which is the end-to-end wingspan is concerned. This becomes the third largest butterfly in Western Ghats. Okay. Here is cinnamon, might be familiar plant to you. It is host plant for common mime and common blue bottle. Two species of butterflies breed on cinnamon. This is acacia. It is host plant for common nawab and other butterflies. So we have a common nawab photo here. Even Laskar feeds on it. There is a butterfly called Laskar which feeds upon it. And one more butterfly called common acacia blue which feeds on that acacia plant. Okay? This might be familiar plant to some of you. The cashew nut plant. It is host plant for red spot duke and common baron. Two species breed on it. So in Western Ghats, you normally find red spot duke also as a very common species. This is a male what you're seeing, red spot duke. It has got small red spots on the forehead. That's how they get their name, the red spot duke. It's the female red spot duke. Females are generally larger in size. It applies to all the insects almost. It is the females which are generally larger in size than the males. So, as far as the importance of butterflies in nature is concerned, first and foremost thing is that they form an important part of the food web. Mm, they pick up food from many predators like birds, praying mantids, robber flies, dragonflies, frogs, lizards. There are many arboreal mammals which feed upon them. Even snakes feed upon the butterflies. So that's the first important. Second is that they help in pollination. Of course, the bees, moths, wasps. Bees, of course, are the major pollinators. Birds help in pollination. Even moths are very good pollinators. So even butterflies play a significant role because there might be some trees and plants possibly which has to be solely pollinated by the butterflies. So in that way, butterflies play a significant role. So this is the second importance of butterflies in nature. Third is that they are bioindicators in nature. They indicate how rich is the ecological system. They tell the floral diversity of the area because they host plant specific creatures. By looking at a butterfly in a certain area in a forest, you can actually tell which is the plant, tree, climber found in forest. So they are ecological indicators in nature also. So these are few of the importance of butterflies in nature. So these are all videos actually. Let me just skip these videos. Here is the southern birdwing female. So butterflies share a mutualistic relation with the flowering plants they are associated with. So they actually pollinate the flowers. In return, they would get the nectar. So this is the southern birdwing, the largest of all the Indian butterflies. The wingspan of the female reaching up to about 19 centimeters or more than that sometimes. Okay, you can see the messages that slides have stopped. Is it true for all of them? I think we'll wait for some time.
So can everyone see the current slide? It's 9 photos of southern birdwing.
Yeah, that is the 9 photos of southern birding what I have kept for display.
Yeah. So can everyone just answer yes if they can see it or no if they can't? Okay, so I think it's visible to everyone.
Is it? No.
Yeah. I'll let you get back to it.
So this is the southern birdwing, the state butterfly of Karnataka, and it is a female. What you see, nectaring on the Clerodendron paniculatum flowers. These are locally common butterflies in the coastal. Normally, the butterfly number is at peak in month of August, September, especially of the southern birding or Melbourne vanity peacocks. Most of the butterflies, in fact. So these are few of the threats for butterflies. The one major threat is habitat destruction. We've been destroying the forest cover. That's a major threat, and we have been removing native flora. In your home gardens, you can put native flora rather than putting more exotic. Put more native flora, propagate more native flora, so that the local butterfly population will sustain. Even more than that, you'll have to conserve the plants what naturally exist in the location. So that's very important because they are totally dependent upon the native plant species. Application of pesticides can be one more threat. whether it is insecticides or herbicides. Herbicides can actually kill all the host plants and nectar plants of the butterflies in an area. So that could be also one more threat, especially the herbs, which are the host plants. Most of the herbs can be host plant of the butterflies, or they can be the nectar plants of the butterflies. So conserving these herbs is very much important. And forest fire can be one more threat, which can wipe out the butterfly population in an area. So here are a few things what we can do in order to conserve butterflies. As I told you earlier, we'll have to protect the natural forest which exists in our surroundings with all the native flora. We can propagate more native plants. We can propagate more nectar and host plants so that the butterfly population will sustain in an area. Propagating nectar plants, preparing checklist, planning the list of host plants to be planted. So these are the measures what you can carry out in order to create butterfly habitat. So preparing checklist is also very much important because you know the diversity of the butterflies in your locations. You can accordingly plan your host plant in the locations. So let me just highlight on a few things about the butterfly park, which is located in Beluvai village of Dakshina Kannada district of Karnataka. The butterfly park is started in 2011. It is situated in Beluvai village of Dakshina Kannada district, and a total of 7.35 acres is dedicated to butterflies. Out of which we have about 4 acres of secondary forest, and majority of the trees in the secondary forest are Gopia Ponga. In Kannada, we call it as Karibogi. It serves as host plant for up to 8 species of butterflies. It is a natural habitat for butterflies and other wildlife forms, and no dome or enclosure is maintained. Propagation of more native plants related to butterflies is still in progress. The park is being done with the service module and is not undertaken. We have recorded up to about 155 species of butterflies till date from the butterfly park in Beluvai. So here are some of the photos what I'm sharing with you. Just moving on the photos. So this is actually a video. We will not be able to play this video. In the end, we are going to show you the trailer of the movie Life of Butterflies. So here's a blue nawab which is feeding on overripened jackfruit. I told butterflies come on variety of food stuff. It's not necessarily they have to come on nectar on the flowers. These are the body barons here. And the butterfly use their proboscis in order to seek liquid. They use their proboscis. It is a natural straw for it. It is very porous in nature, has a capability to suck. So butterflies are known to mud puddle. There are certain spots in Western Ghats. You'll see them anywhere from 100 to thousands in number sometimes. Some days. Mud puddling season usually starts from the month of January. But now also, today also we were in the field. We were in some spots in Western Ghats. We could see mud puddling butterflies. The mud puddling has already started, but it reaches peak in January, February, March, April. These months. These are the peak mud puddling time for butterflies. But mud puddling is a social activity seen in butterflies where they sip minerals, especially sodium. Sodium is a very necessary diet of the butterfly. It basically helps in a better reproductive success. So albatrosses will be in good numbers. Common blue bottle will be in good numbers. Common jays. And you also see the 5-bar swordtail butterfly, which I'm going to show you now. The 5-bar swordtail. So the 5-bar swordtail is 5-bar swordtail is one of the beautiful butterflies you find in Western Ghats, and they appear mostly in from December and onwards, and it reaches peak in those months or the mud puddling time, that is Jan, February, March. This is the Malabar banded peacock butterfly. What you are seeing in the photo. This butterfly was a butterfly which inspired me the most. It was we had a big patch of Clearundrum viscosa in the backyard of our house, and we could see many Malabar banded peacock visiting this patch. This is the logo of the butterfly park now, and it is also the state butterfly of Kerala. This butterfly was rated as the third most beautiful butterfly by Winter With, who wrote the Field Guide and Butterflies of Indian Region. This is Paris peacock. This was rated as second most beautiful by Winter With. Paris peacock is also a beautiful butterfly with metallic shines on the wings. This was the butterfly I was talking about, the five-hour swordtail. It's a beautiful swallowtail, appears only during summer months. And probably they go to people diapause during monsoon. You don't see this butterfly during monsoon. It will appear only in the summer months. It's one of the beautiful butterflies what you will find in Western Ghats, and a vivid mud puddler. And in the photo also, you are seeing it mud puddling here, the fiber swordtail. Common blue bottle, again a vivid mud puddler. Family Hesperidae are not actually true butterflies. Because they have the characteristics of both butterflies and moths. So here are some butterflies which belong to the family Hesperidae. This is a Lycinidae family of butterflies. Lycinidae family of butterflies are commonly called blues because most of the Lycinidae butterflies have blue has as their upper side. So that's how they get their common name. They're commonly called as blues. And in the photo, you're seeing the banded cupiaro. You can see the black tunnel spot and tail-like projection, which gives an appearance of head and an antenna. The real head is here. This is the real antenna. This is normally to fool the predators. So instead of attacking on the front end, the predator might attack on the rear end. The wings might be lost, but the butterfly gets alive. So normally, lycinids have this, survival technique. You can see in banded royal, there are two tunnel spot and antenna-like projections, and this is the front end actually. But this also looks like a front end for a predator. The predator might attack on this part. The wings might be lost, but the butterfly would fly away. It would get a life, and of course, the wings won't regenerate, but it can escape a threat from a predator. Yamfly is again a lycinid. Silvestri acacia blue, common line blue. This is one butterfly which is very beautiful. You can see how beautiful the pattern of the wing is. There are two tunnel spots. You can see the tail end, how beautiful it is. So this is one rare butterfly, but you will be able to see it in certain places in Western Ghats, and we possibly sight them every year in certain places. They're very beautiful butterflies. That one was mud puddling actually. This is common imperial. Again, which belongs to the Lycinidae family of butterflies. Riodinidae family, the metal moths. Nymphalidae family, you have many interesting species, including the blue nawab, one rare butterfly, the blue nawab, and this Tani Raja is a very beautiful butterfly again. We also saw the photo of the Tani Raja in the earlier slide. This is Gaudy Baron. She breeds on loranthus and other parasitic plants. This is a female Gaudy Baron. This is the autumn leaf. This is a very common butterfly at the butterfly park. It is very local butterfly. Wherever their host plant is there, that is Pseudoranthum malabaricum, you'll find them in good numbers. The female autumn leaf. It's a male. So they exhibit sexual dimorphism. You can see the differences. They don't have white patches on the side, whereas this male has got white patches. And also by the size, you can differentiate between a male and female autumn leaf. This is a blue oak leaf. Cruiser, very common butterfly which you usually see during the summer season. The Jan, February, March, you will see them in good numbers. Cruiser butterfly. Commander butterfly, which is common but not seen by many people. It breeds on Musenda. Musenda is a very common garden plant that makes this butterfly common. You will normally see caterpillars of commander on Musenda. Their female will be layer egg on the tip of the Musenda leaf. And the caterpillars normally reside till the third instar in the tip of the leaf only. This is Tamil lacewing. You will find this in Western Ghats, and it breeds on Adenia hondala. So wherever Adenia hondala plant is found, you will see that particular species. Clipper is a butterfly which breeds on Tinospora cordifolia, and some people they say they rate this butterfly on Adenia hondala. They've seen this butterfly there, caterpillars of this butterfly, but they might use Tinospora cordifolia. In Kannada we call it as Amrita Valli. This is common map. One butterfly which you can sight during the summer months, the common map. It's a beautiful butterfly, and here it is mud puddling in the photo. You can see how beautiful the pattern on the wing it is. This is blue admiral. So butterflies form an important part of the food web, and there are many predators which are dependent on the butterflies for their survival. You can see the crab spider here, which is called the common visible butterfly. So the crab spiders are ambush hunters. They normally sit near the flower waiting for the butterfly to come there. Here is a frog which is called the common jay, the butterfly which is mud puddly, the crab spider which is called the great egg fly male, the giant spider which is called a red Helen butterfly. This is the caterpillar of the southern body infected by wasp. You can see the cocoons of the wasp out there. So the southern buddings are usually toxic butterflies. So they're normally controlled by parasitic wasps or parasitoids because they don't have birds as natural predators. But there are some spiders which might feed upon the caterpillars of the southern budding. There are assassin bugs which might feed upon this caterpillar of the southern body. Here is a spider which is feeding on the eggs of tawny costa, something which is unusual. Normally, the spiders are known to feed upon something which is moving, but in this case, it is feeding on something which is not moving here. Life of Butterflies is a documentary which was shot exclusively from the Butterfly Park in Beluvai. It's a 1 hour 40 minutes film. It is India's first ever comprehensive documentary on butterflies. It was shot in about 4 to 5 years span. It took about 2 years to compile and then make a movie out of it. So 2019 it was released. The Life of Butterflies. You can also find the movie trailer online. I think we're going to play this movie trailer later after my talk. So here are few points of the documentary Life of Butterflies. Let me just read it out quickly. Begins with the introduction to forest and later butterfly. It speaks about the Western Ghats and endemic Malabar planet peacock. It shows the entire life cycle of the southern birding, which is India's largest butterfly. Right from the male choosing his territory, the courtship rituals, the female laying eggs, the defense of the caterpillar uses, the defense of the butterfly uses. All these have been shown in the documentary. It then takes you on a journey of the life of butterfly, describing the park, and it is that is dedicated to butterflies. Arrival of free monsoon, showers triggering butterfly activity, followed by southeast monsoon. The 100 minutes film then showcases the natural history of butterfly behavior, the life cycle, and the role in the natural world. So we work under Nature Conservation Trust with the motto "Conserve Butterflies, Conserve Life." So with this, we finish off the presentation. If you have any questions, you can please ask me. And also, I hope the documentary Life of Butterflies trailer will be played here. If you have any questions, you can please
So
ask me.
I'll just request Priya from our team if she can put up the link, the YouTube link for Life of Butterflies trailer. Also, in the meantime, if anyone has any questions, they can put them up in the chat. I'll read them out if needed. Anyone have any questions regarding butterflies or the park or the presentation in general? Okay, so there are a few questions coming in. First question is, why do butterflies migrate?
So butterflies migrate to normally if I talk about the butterfly migration here, The southwest monsoon triggers the butterfly migration. So just before the southwest monsoon hitting the Kerala coast, we get pre-monsoon showers. This is which triggers the butterfly migration from the core Western Ghats to the foothills of the Ghats or the coastal strip of the Ghats, or the milkweed butterflies migrate all the way to the plains to the eastern Ghats to escape southwest monsoon. So because they cannot thrive conditions in the southwest monsoon, the harsh weather condition, that's the reason why they migrate. Some of the butterflies might go to dormant stage. They might, that is what we call as people diapause, but some butterflies will migrate. So that's the reason, that's one reason why the butterflies migrate from the Western Ghats. And they make their return journey once the southwest monsoon comes down.
Okay, the next question is where in Kerala? So I think it's Karnataka, but if you can just specify where exactly the butterfly park
The
is.
butterfly park is located in Karnataka state. It is in Dakshina Kannada district, and the taluk is Mudabidri. The village is Beluvai. If you can Google Sammilan Shetty's Butterfly Park or Butterfly Park Beluvai, you'll get the exact location, precise location.
Okay. The next question is how did you plan for the butterfly park or garden?
So I actually didn't plan this butterfly park. This just happened because I got interested in butterflies during my college days, because one of my professors, he had allotted me a project on study of local butterflies. That is how I developed interest. And then I came across a book on Indian butterflies written by Isaac Kemker, the Butterfly Man of India, published by Bombay Natural History Society. So that book inspired me to start this butterfly park. But it was all out of passion. It was not actually for public when we initially started, but the people started visiting, and then we opened it for public. We inaugurated in the year 2013. Though the conservation work 2000 was started in the 2011, we planted host plants, nectar plants, and then from then onwards, we've been conserving whatever plants what exists in that location, and we've been educating people about butterflies in that location.
Okay. So before I give the next question, I just want to say I've put up the YouTube link for the trailer Life of Butterflies in the chat box. I just request everyone to go through it just once later after the program, after the question and answer session. Okay, the next question is what is the lifespan of a butterfly?
Lifespan of the butterfly depends on the species. It depends on a lot of environmental factors. It depends on the availability of the food. So, on an average, this is my observation, just a wild guess. Maybe southern birdings, a butterfly like southern birding might survive up to about 2 months once they close out of the pupal case. Some butterflies like autumn leaf, what I showed you in the slides, might survive up to about 3 weeks or 4 weeks like that. So this is just a wild guess. So that might not be a final thing. These are my observations.
Okay, thanks for that. The next question is do butterflies have the same host plants as caterpillars? Do they feed on the same plant flower species as adults?
No, actually, let me just tell you that there are 4 stages in the life cycle of the butterfly. The first stage being the egg. After mating, the female will normally lay the eggs on the host plant. And the caterpillar which comes out of the egg, it will first feed on the eggshell, and then it specifically feeds on the host where the female has laid her eggs. So it will feed on the host and start growing. So they're so stick that they are so specific about the host that if you remove the caterpillar from the host and place it in some other area, it's a death sentence for the caterpillar. So the caterpillar has to specifically feed on the host. Then it fully grows, becomes a pupa, and the butterfly ecloses out. The butterfly which ecloses out will feed on number of nectar plants. It might have 100 to 200 of nectar plants what it might feeding on. They're not that specific, but they're choosy sometimes. But the host, as far as the host plant for the caterpillar to feed is concerned, they're very strict about it. One butterfly might have one single host plant to feed upon, but the adult might come upon hundreds or more than that. They might come on hundreds of nectar plants. It's not necessarily that they require certain nectar plants to feed upon. I hope I have answered that.
So I think the next question is very similar. It is in Delhi, what are the common host plants?
A lime plant you can plant, or curry leaf plant you can put. False shoka can attract some butterflies like common jay and all. But I think Delhi you have lime swallowtails, a very common species, so you can focus on curry leaf, lime plant and all. So then you can put other plants like cinnamon and all. I don't think if we have common blue bottles there. I'm not sure about it, but I don't think it is there actually. So you can you can have a checklist of the butterflies of Delhi, and accordingly you can plan your host plant. So the common ones what you can put is lime plant, curry leaf plant, uh, then the Mike champak plant. All these are the common plants what you can put. Apart from that, you can also put some Tritex procurements, which is a nectar plant. You can put some Ixora if possible. It is also a nectar plant. So through that, you can attract some common butterflies in your home gardens.
Okay, the next question is, can you please throw some light on transcontinental migration?
Mm, from continent to continent, is it?
Yeah, I am assuming.
Okay, if it is from continent to continent, then you can see this painted lady. I know this butterfly, which is a long distance migrant. Painted lady is a normally I spoke about the Western Ghats migration to the Eastern Ghats, but if you take painted lady, it travels all the way from Africa. It comes to Middle East and comes to Pakistan, enters India, and goes south, down south. So this is one long distance migrant, the painted lady, and every year you will see this butterfly. Mostly in the month of March, April, you'll see this butterfly suddenly appearing from nowhere. So this is a clear case of migration, and they might probably take about 6 to 7 generations to migrate to reach India. So this is one butterfly which is known to be a long distance migrant, painted lady, and it is also universal in distribution for that reason. Okay, and it has got hundreds of host plants. This butterfly, as it goes to a particular region, the host plant keeps on changing.
Thanks. Someone has asked, is there a butterfly park in Delhi?
Uh, there is one butterfly park in Delhi. I think you can you can contact me later or mail me later regarding this also. Sohail Madan, if you can check with Sohail Madan, he can guide you on this.
Okay. And is there any proper study going on butterfly migration, and how are they studied?
There's no proper scientific study in India as far as the butterfly migration is done, but there are a lot of observations we do make. Through observations, there are certain WhatsApp groups which document the observations there, and possibly they might publish a paper soon on this also. And butterfly migration can be studied by tagging actually. So there should be certain number of people a dedicated team to study butterfly migration in different locations, and we can study by tagging methods, by tagging the butterfly on their wings and writing information on having information on the same, and we possibly get to know what is the migration route, exact migration route, or what is the number of days it takes to travel. So all these observations can be recorded through that, I feel.
Okay. There is a question, can a terrace garden attempt the same for survival of butterflies? But Rashmi has also said that she got some of the answers. So, I mean, if you think that anything else can be elaborated on that?
Terrace gardens, see, there are some people who have created terrace garden to attract butterflies on their terrace gardens. Of course, you can attract butterflies in terrace gardens because butterflies will come anywhere searching for the host plants actually. So even if you put some plants on a pot and a window sill, there also the butterflies will come. So it's not something new, where we can attract butterflies on terrace garden. There are people like Surabhi Balaji in Bangalore who have created big terrace gardens, a lot of host and nectar plants for the butterflies. So that is possible.
Okay. So I don't see any more questions. Does anyone have any more questions? Okay, I don't see any more questions coming in. So once again, I've just pinned the YouTube link for the trailer again. I haven't pinned it, but I've put it up in the chat. And also those who have attended, those who registered will get a replay link for the webinar. So in case you think you've missed something, you will be able to rewatch it. You'll get the replay link in the email with the email address that you registered. If there's anything else, I think, can we end the presentation, the webinar?
Yes.
Okay. I don't see any further questions. If you do have any further questions, you can just send them to me. I am putting up my. Okay, we have one question. Once saw a tree full of butterflies in the Western Ghats. Was it a migration?
Probably yes. We need to know which are the butterflies you saw.
Okay.
So you might be seen them roosting en route. So en route they stop, they roost. That is, they take rest. So you'll see them see them thousands in numbers, on certain trees when they roost. There is a possibility you might have seen some migrating butterflies.
Um, okay, so I think we will end the webinar here. Uh,
Okay.
Thank you so much for your presentation. It
Thank you.
was really a great presentation and great photos, and I think we all learnt a lot. So thanks a lot for your work and for sharing it with us today. And thank you to everyone for attending. I hope you enjoyed this presentation as much as I did. Thank you. Good night. Good night, everybody. Namaste.